Everybody. I'm Chip Giles, principal of Long Cane Middle School, and it is a great day to be a Long Cane Cougar. It gives me great pleasure to welcome everyone to Long Cane for our annual Black History program. At this time, I would like to ask Miss Michaela Rowland to come forward and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. Can you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance. Thank you. The invocation will be done by Miss Asia Chief.
Good morning. Let us pray. I would like to thank God for waking us up this morning and allowing us to be here. I would also like to say thank you, Lord, for our families, teachers, classmates, and guests with us. I thank you for keeping us safe and secure, and more importantly, for your love. I pray that if we encounter someone who needs help, that we humble ourselves to help those in need, so our lives will not be in vain. I pray that each of my fellow classmates will make wise decisions that lead to right choices. I pray that we leave a great mark on earth and at Long Cane Middle School. Lord, I pray wholeheartedly for our country, our leaders, and our community. In closing, I pray that this program will strengthen our will to leave a lasting legacy with our families, school, community, and world. To God be the glory. Amen. Please enjoy the program.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Dr. Cole Pugh, Superintendent of Schools of the Troup County School System, and the Board of Education, I would like to extend a welcome to all the friends, family, community members, and distinguished speakers here with us today. In particular, I would like to recognize a few of the following dignitaries in attendance today. First would be Dr. Cole Pugh, Superintendent of Schools. We'd like to recognize Chief Jeffrey Cato from the West Point Police Department, and Chief Milton Smith from the West Point Fire Department. We'd like to recognize Sheriff Donnie Turner. And we're very privileged to have District Attorney Pete Scandalakis with us today. I would like to recognize the parents of Miss Nicole Duncan, Mr. Henry and Eloise Duncan. And the lovely wife of Mr. Haney, Miss Shirley Haney. I look around and see so many more invited guests. It's impossible to catch them all in a short amount of time, but we want to thank everybody for coming today. I also want to welcome my brothers and sisters from the LEC Gym on West Point Road and the Cougar Gym. It's with their encouragement and fellowship that I've been able to transform my life over the last 2 years to someone who is physically strong and in much better health. I encourage everyone here to get involved in some sort of regular physical exercise, including resistance training. Life is too short to be weak. And of course, I want to welcome my wife, Kelly Giles, and her guests from Troup High School that she brought over here. There are so many more people here today that are important to me and to all of us, and we just want to say thank you for attending. Today is a significant day in Long Cane history. We have an exceptional program scheduled for you this morning. We welcome back this year the poetry of Mr. Nigel Walker and the harmonious sounds of the Fanning family. Additionally, go ahead, clap for Mr. Walker and the Fanning family. Additionally, we have added to the program the newly formed Long Cane Middle School Gospel Choir and original poetry by 6th grader Michaela McKenzie. The biggest welcome of the day goes out to our distinguished speakers. I want to welcome two people who are sacrificing to be here with us. It's not often that two world-famous individuals so enthusiastically offer to put their personal and professional lives on hold, drive down to beautiful Troup County, and speak to children. I think it's a testament to their good character, the love of children, and adherence to Christian principles that they're with us today. And we're so grateful to have them with us. In fact, you're now honorary Long Cane Cougars from here on out. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Nicole Duncan and Lee Haney. With so much bad news in the world today, I stand before you to give you a message of hope and good cheer. The message is this: these young people that you see before you will inherit this great country, the greatest country in the world. And if these young men and women are any indication of what is ahead, I believe we are in good hands. It is the finest group of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students that I've ever seen. With the loving guidance from parents, teachers, and community members, with a challenging education and unlimited encouragement, opportunities will abound. There is no obstacle that is too great to slow down any student in this building. A leader I admire very much admonishes all in his organization that there are only two things that you can control: attitude and effort. I ask all young people here today to consider this statement and how it might affect you. You have all heard me say more than once, we're going to be better today than we were yesterday, and we're going to be better tomorrow than we are today. This is accomplished through a positive attitude and a ferocious and unyielding work effort. So today, during our Black History program, and this month during Black History Month, there are two goals that I have for all students. The first is to learn the factual history of Black Americans and their contributions. It seems to me that as the years go by, our young people feel more and more disconnected with the struggles and triumphs from the Civil Rights era, which is in the not too distant past, a time period in which most of the adults here grew up. Events that are vivid in the minds of most adults are not much more than a chapter in a textbook to many of our students. For that reason, I challenge all adults here to pass down the history and traditions in the home as well as in the schools. Learn the history of Black people in America, and you are learning an important segment of American history. The second goal that I have for all students, and the most important thing of all, I want each and every student in this building to take away something that makes you a better person today. Find that one source of inspiration that makes you want to work harder. Find that one thought or encouragement that makes you want to reach higher and raise the bar for your personal goals. The history of your fathers is important, but if you don't use the knowledge of the past to improve your future, you have squandered the gift of opportunity. Freedom is not free. It is bought and paid for with the blood and sweat of your ancestors. So on this special day, we're going to have fun, and we're going to hear some excellent speakers, and we're going to see some great performances. Again, I want to welcome everyone to our house. With that, I would like to turn the podium over to Mr. Charles Tarver.
Thank you, Mr. Giles. And I would like to express the same sentiment that we would like to welcome all of you here to our program today. Today represents the 3rd annual Black History program for Long Cane Middle School. and we are proud. Each year, we try to up the ante, so to speak, to top the year before. So after this year, I don't know what we will have to do, except if the space shuttle landed out here at the football field with Earth, Wind, and Fire on top giving a concert. Okay, so hopefully next year it will be even better. I would like to thank you for coming today. Also, I would like you to keep this thought in mind. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education of Dr. Martin Luther King. So please keep that in mind. The EQ for today, the essential question for today, for the program, what is strength relative to character, overcoming adversity, and accomplishment? The standard for today, for the program, will be measured and characterized by the total package. This program will provide nutrients for the mind, body, and spirit. The nutrients will include, but not limited to, the powerful and insightful presentation by our honored guests, original poems exhibiting pride and heritage, and spiritual songs of praise. And last but not least, why are we here today will be presented by Mr. George Hubler. Thank you very much for coming, and hope to see you next year also.
Good morning. Americans have recognized Black history annually since 1926. First, as Negro History Week, and later as Black History Month. Although blacks have been in America at least as far back as colonial times, it was not until the 20th century that they gained a respectable presence in the history books. We owe the celebration of Black History Month and the study of Black history to Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who because of circumstances enrolled in high school at age 20, but graduated in 2 years and went on to earn a PhD from Harvard University. Dr. Woodson was disturbed to find in his studies that Black history books, largely Black American population was ignored. The ambitious Woodson decided to take on the challenge of writing Black Americans into the nation's history. He and Minister Jesse E. Moreland founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life, known today as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. The group sponsored a National Negro History Week in 1926, choosing the second week to coincide with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. In the decades that followed, mayors across the country began issuing proclamations recognizing Negro History Week. By the late 1960s, thanks in part to the Civil Rights Movement, National Negro History Week had evolved into Black History Month on the campus of many colleges. President Gerald R. Ford officially recognized Black History Month in 1976. Since 1976, every U.S. president has officially designated the month of February as Black History Month. The events that occurred over the past 50-year period from 1926 to 1976 inspired schools, communities nationwide to organize local celebrations. So today, Long Cane Middle School continues the celebration. Will everyone rise for the Black National Anthem?
Thank you. And now with her original poetry, Miss Michaela McKenzie.
Who Am I by Michaela McKenzie. I am a proud African American, and I am proud of my people, but I'm even more proud of their journeys and accomplishments. No one really knows the trials and tribulations they had to go through, not even me, but I feel as if I have a connection, like a feeling that I'm supposed to do something with myself, and not just be someone who knows Black history, but who is Black history. I am standing on the shoulders of life and life-changing people, and they taught me not to live in the tears of yesterday and oppression, but in the opportunity of today. Because life moves on with you or without you. Because when you live, and you experience history, and you're making history every day. Remember this when someone asks you who you are, and yes, I am who I am. Are you?
That was fantastic, Michaela. Great work, sweetheart. And now we're in for a treat. Now I'd like to turn the podium over to Long Cane Poet Laureate, Mr. Nigel Walker.
Taylor, a 7th grader. I will introduce one of Long Cane's finest math teachers, Mr. Nigel Walker. Mr. Walker is a graduate of LaGrange College. He holds a bachelor's degree in teaching and a master's degree, as well as a specialist degree in education. Not only is Mr. Walker an outstanding teacher, but also a musician, published poet, author, and public speaker. Mr. Walker is married and has 2 daughters. Everyone, please allow this poem you're about to hear encourage greatness in your character. Let's welcome Mr. Walker.
Good morning. I'm not as professional as Miss Michaela, so I have my poem written down. And it's actually because I was inspired earlier this week with some events that took place in the media, and as I watched and as I listened, I thought a lot about our young people. And through this, I wrote this original piece, and I would like to dedicate it to all of the students here because it's called A Tribute to Greatness, and I think we all have the potential to be great. I watched the show recently on BET that cut me deeply, causing me to bleed emotions and bereave to know that we as a people die more today than the martyrs raised in the fruit trees or the birds caged, according to Dr. Angelo. And with the report of a songbird that has been separated body from soul, she quotes how we compete with hate in a foot race by crossing lines of self-degradation that we claim as a language filled with slang and slur. It has not occurred to our youth that the fear of knowledge mastered in the slave days has been transformed to peer expectations that we portray as the definition of cool. As the songbird sang, the children are our future. Give them a sense of pride. We must guide them back through the past to revive the vision our ancestors provide. Bowed down, eyes watching God, their backs building the stepping stones, their shoulders for generations to stand on so that we could touch the sky. So why does one have to die to appreciate life when living is given at no price? and even sacrifice has been made in time to create better days, just to be repaid with an illegal blow to the race when our young men's pants hang below the waist. You don't need your pants on the ground when people have lain down and gave their souls, committed their bodies to the ground to fertilize our future. We must take root and bear fruit in the image of a strong legacy, not reinstate the mentality of being a lesser being through perceived ignorance, but achieving what the songbirds sing as the greatest love of all, learning to love yourself, because the power of prosperity and greatness lie within. A tribute to greatness.
And now we'll have another musical selection by our gospel choir.
My name is DeAndre Williams. This morning, I have the unique pleasure of introducing one of our keynote speakers, Ms. Nicole Duncan. Ms. Duncan is a business owner, entrepreneur, fitness professional, and director of cheer and dance for the NFL Georgia Mustangs. She graduated from the University of Alabama with a degree in broadcast production and a minor in marketing. She also ran track in high school and was formerly Georgia State University's head cheerleading coach. Ms. Duncan cheered for 4 years for the Atlanta Falcons. Her dream of becoming an international fitness bodybuilding professional came true in November of 2006 when she placed first in the Nationals. Her progress continued to soar as she is now ranked 9th in the world in the International Federation Bodybuilders and Pro Fitness. She has risen as high as the top 5 in her career and continues to improve. Ms. Duncan is a Christian athlete that thanks her mom for being so helpful and supportive and God for allowing her to do what she enjoys so much. She currently resides in Atlanta, Georgia, where she owns her own fitness company called Fitness Inc. Her physical strength is obvious, but her strong character is what allows her to fulfill her dreams. Long came, please welcome Ms. Nicole Duncan.
I'm glad I wrote stuff down. I could get so off track being right here in this gym right now with you all. You don't understand how much of a pleasure it is to be invited or recognized for something that you do out of absolute love and passion. Whew. Sorry, I'm getting a little choked up. It is an extreme honor to stand here on the stage and be invited, and you see this? That's me. And I'm right next to 8-time Mr. Olympia, Haney. Just wait till you hear him speak. He doesn't understand how much of an inspiration that he is to me, and I'm on the same stage with him. Wow, I'm bowing down right now. Let me go back to my script. That'll be easier. First of all, it is an honor and an extreme pleasure to stand before you today. As an African American, I must say that there were numerous pioneers who came before me and who have made this day, this Black History program, and the celebration of Black History Month possible. It is also my pleasure and honor to stand before this community. The leaders, teachers, students, faculty, and staff. You all are true pioneers with all that you are doing here at Long King Middle School. I stand here as your guest, but just being here has been more of a blessing to me than you will ever know. Before I go on, let me thank Principal Giles and his lovely wife for welcoming me with open arms. They have been so hospitable. The faculty and students who have all put this program together, who made the awesome flyers, the videos. I mean, this is really a top-notch program. And the parents, and my parents, sorry, who have accompanied me and who I drag on numerous trips, left and right. Strength of purpose, of character, and of leadership. When I read this motto, I thought, how can I sum it up to really mean something to the audience? The word strength is so fitting, especially for someone like me and Mr. Haney, because our careers have been built upon being strong and lifting weights. But the word strength is not just about lifting weights and building muscles. In order to become a superstar, a pro ball player, the next Beyonce, Jay-Z, or even Oprah Winfrey, You've got to be strong in purpose, in character, and leadership. These people all started out from small towns just like you and me. If they can make a career out of doing what they love, and if I can do it as well, then so can you. Everyone here has a purpose. Currently, my purpose is to speak to you and get you excited about being healthy and fit. Your teachers are here to make sure you pass and make it to the next grade. The faculty and staff want to make sure that you eat healthy and have a safe place to learn. As students, your purpose in life may be to get home and play video games. It may be to text your friends. It may be to play your favorite sports. Or do just anything that you love. But today, I challenge you, Long King Middle School students, to think outside of the box. If you love to play sports, raise your hand. All right, if you love to text your friends, raise your hand. What about play video games? I'm pretty good on what, Dance Central too? Y'all play that? Yes? Don't challenge me, I will beat you. Now all of these things are fun, and all of these things are exciting, and you like to do them. But think outside the box. What if you got paid to play video games? What if you got paid to create apps for your cell phone? Have anybody heard of Angry Birds? I just started playing it about a month ago and I'm hooked. Okay? Now there's a movie coming out. Could you imagine how successful you would be if you created that? There's a movie, right? And everybody knows what it is. But do you know who created it? You don't have to know. They're banking every day. They're living large. They're probably just as big as Jay-Z and Beyonce. And they get to go into the grocery store without being hassled, right? Think outside the box. You can take your passion and turn it into your purpose. Everybody say with me, passion into purpose. Go. Passion into purpose. The next portion of our theme is strength of character. What is character? When I first hear that word, I think of Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, The Simpsons, Family Guy, all the stuff we see on TV, right? These characters are hilarious. But when you talk about strength of character, there's no laughing matter. I was a late coach for a local high school cheerleading team, and when we went to state, they gave us all coaches a shirt, and it said, "Character is what you do when no one's watching." What are you doing when no one's watching? Is it cheating on your tests? Is it taking something that doesn't belong to you? Are you picking on someone or being mean to someone just to make you look or feel better? All these things show weak character that will haunt you and follow you even as an adult. Your character is who you are on the inside, and that starts right now. Either you're a person that works hard and has integrity and makes something of yourself, or a person that lies, cheats, and steals their way to the top, only eventually to hit rock bottom. Everybody say this with me. Be of good character. Be of good character. And finally, strength of leadership. I have to applaud your PTO, your teachers, your faculty, and your staff, and all who have had a part in your Champion's Choice meal programs. Can you imagine if I started dieting and training when I was your age? I might be caught up with Mr. Olympia right here, okay? That's so important. It's so awesome to have the choices that you have at school today. So, with that being said, I'm going to give you a challenge right now. Champion's Choice, you have that today, right? Every day. So that means, for me, everybody's going to eat the Champion's Choice lunch, right? Oh, I got some knowers. Okay, we're working on that. We're working on that. Listen to this. Your teachers, your faculty, your staff, your administration, they have fought to have healthy meals here at the schools. Okay? That means they care about you and your future. It's a no-brainer. Would you feed a baby candy bars? No. Would you put bananas in your car tank? Okay, no, I don't think so. Or how about this? Can you charge your cell phone in the toilet? No, of course not. You can't do any of those things. The same goes for your brain and your body. We call it junk food for a reason, because it's junk, okay? If you are putting things into your body that are going to help you stay awake, move faster, be stronger, you're going to be smarter, you're going to be healthier for the long haul. I stand here 33 years old, and I still get carded when I go into restaurants. Yes, ma'am, I am 33 years old. Okay? It's about how you eat and what you put into your body, which will help you live a long and happy life. If you had a $300,000 car, would you put the cheapest gas into it? No, you want that thing to run, and you want to look good in it while it's running. Okay? So put healthy things into your body. It will make a difference. Right now, you can be a leader in your school and in your circle of friends. You can choose to eat healthy and encourage others to do so. Many of you have family members who are battling health issues, many of which have to do with being overweight. You can be a leader in your family by being the one who eats healthy. There are so many benefits. You're stronger, more awake, more alert, smarter, happier, more energetic, and can get more done in the day. Those who eat healthy are the ones who succeed by default, because everybody else is too busy sleeping. Okay? And adults, we have several here. You are not off the hook. We need your guidance. And we need you to be leaders for each other and leaders for these students. A healthier you is a better you, and a more alert and vibrant you. And the more productive you are at solving the problems for this community, the more able that you're here to fix the problems, right? To fix this economy, you've got to think outside the box these days and get involved and stay involved. So please don't ignore your own unhealthy habits. Make a change. You can be such an inspiration just by sitting in front of your classroom and eating something healthy that a student has never seen or tried before. Next thing you know, they may be eating it too. Be that element of change. Okay, in closing, I'd like to leave you with this story. A little girl weighing 5 pounds 4 ounces was born on February 14, 1979 in a small town to young parents. She went to public school, rode the bus, ate school lunches, joined 4-H, ran track and field, enrolled in gymnastics, tried out for cheerleading, made cheerleading, got involved in SGA, made it to high school. In 9th grade, she joined an all-girls weight training class, later tried out and made cheerleading again in high school, ran track, became the Georgia Cheerleader of the Year, I think that was in 1997, earned a scholarship and was so spoiled at the University of Alabama. She traveled the U.S. as a cheerleader, a varsity captain, UCA college instructor, and competed at numerous competitions on ESPN. She graduated and began coaching gymnastics, coached college cheerleaders, cheered for the Atlanta Falcons, traveled to Eastern Europe, Italy, Greece, Egypt, Japan, to perform and entertain fans and troops all over the world. She works as a personal trainer, gymnastics coach, cheer and dance and fitness choreographer, is an ISS research athlete, and last but not least, a professional fitness competitor. Living a life at 33 years old and doing the things that she loves could not be made possible without strength of purpose, strength of character, and strength of leadership. I honestly believe that in this audience are pioneers. I see doctors, I see lawyers, engineers, good politicians, great mothers and fathers, business owners, and even more than that, just right here in this small community. What your school board and community is doing right now in this school is a cut above the rest. Keep pushing. Be daring and be different, and the rest will follow suit. Thank you for having me, and be blessed.
Hello, I am Miles Cameron, and I have the distinct pleasure of presenting Pastor Gary Fanning and the Fanning Singers. Pastor Fanning is a native of LaGrange, Georgia, and he brings with him his musically talented family, the Fanning Singers. This includes his children, Telly, LaToya, Gavin, Winston, Theresa, Gerald, Mariah, and Joyce Brandenburg. His special members of the group, they have performed in Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio. They received recognition for choir showcase, as well as performing with artists like Marvin Sapp, Dorothy Norwood, and countless others. The Fanning Singers have written original songs with plans to record them. Get yourself ready to enjoy the musical selections of the Fanning Singers.
Good morning. My name is Eli Patrick, and I am so excited to introduce the other keynote speaker, Mr. Lee Haney. When you think of physical toughness, Mr. Haney comes to mind. When you think of strong leadership, Mr. Haney is an excellent example. Mr. Lee Haney turned his disappointment of breaking his leg while playing high school football into a record-setting career in bodybuilding. In 1991, he was ranked #1 in the world. He is an 8-time world bodybuilding champion. He's the only man to win 8 consecutive Mr. Olympia championships. The journey to becoming Mr. Olympia wasn't an easy one. It took hard work, delayed gratification, and a lot of prayer. Mr. Haney was also a member of President Bill Clinton's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports. Mr. Lee Haney is a Christian husband to Miss Shirley Haney. In addition, Mr. Haney established a nonprofit retreat for at-risk youth called Harvest House. He and his wife currently live in Atlanta, where he owns his own gym business. Long came, let's welcome Mr. Totally Awesome Haney.
And I really appreciate Nicole for that awesome introduction. She's one of my, co-competitors. And what she did say is that the organization that we belong to is called the International Federation of Bodybuilding. That consists of 180 countries. That is worldwide. I think the second largest sports federation in the entire world. So hats off to her. She's an awesome young lady. But thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to introduce my wife first. Stand up, sweetie pie. It's my wife, Shirley. Come down, sweetie pie. That's my best buddy in the whole world. Matter of fact, she was my 2nd grade sweetheart. Can you believe it? She's been after my money for a long time. Yeah. But we also share 2 beautiful kids together. One is Joshua. Joshua is in Italy now playing football for the NFL there in Italy, and Olympia is at Savannah College of Art and Design. She's on a full scholarship playing volleyball. This is her senior year. So athletics has something to do with these kids both getting full scholarships and saving me over $200,000. Woo! But anyway, I'm so happy to be here during the celebration of Black History Month. And I'd like to start by saying that where I am and what I've accomplished was not by myself. I'm here on the backs of my ancestors. I'm here on the backs of those who came before me, who loved, who dedicated themselves, and who gave their lives so that I would have a better opportunity, and you would have a better opportunity than we had in times past. And as a result of that, here we are today. And I was blessed to grow up in a small town. And some people think small towns is small town, but it's amazing what comes out of small towns. This is what came out of Bethlehem, you know. I was blessed to have a wonderful mother and a father. I had 2 parents in the household, so that was a blessing to me. There was 2 things that they always taught me. My mother would say, son, put God first in your life, and it will take you around the world. My dad would back it up by saying, son, whatever you set your hands to do with all of your heart and all of your might. Don't halfway do anything. Do it all 100%. And with that being ingrained in me as a youngster growing up, I felt it was nothing I couldn't do. Nothing I couldn't do. And the fact that when I was 9 years old, I made Jesus Christ Lord and Savior of my life. At the age of 9, I had uncles who was Baptist pastors, so he gave a call to salvation one day as I was there in the church, and I marched down the aisle and I gave my life to Christ. I'm telling my story now, telling my story. And from that point on, I felt it was nothing I couldn't ask God for. So at the age of 17 years old, I got on my knees one night before going to bed and I prayed. I said, Lord, if you see fit to make me the best of the sport that I love so much, then I'll go before the world and give you the praise and the glory. That was a prayer I prayed as a 17-year-old. I mean, you can't make a deal with the Lord. You say, if you see fit, if you do this for me, Lord, I'm going to do this for you. You can't deal like that because he sees your heart even before you ask. So apparently he saw something in the prayer of that 17-year-old. By the time I was 19, I had won the Mr. Teenage America competition. I beat over 70 teenagers, 79 teenagers from all over the United States. They raised my hand in victory in Detroit, Michigan. A few years later, I entered the Junior Mr. America. I entered that show in New Orleans. Over 200 competitors was in that particular competition. They raised my hand in victory after that show. A few months later, I entered the Mr. America in New York City. And at the end of that night, having competed against more than 200 contestants, they raised my hand in victory. And here I am now, headed to what is called the Mr. Universe. Now, the Mr. Universe is the top amateur bodybuilding title in the entire world. That is it for amateurs. The next level is pro. And here I am, a little boy from a small town called Whitestone, South Carolina. Anybody ever heard of Whitestone? Raise your hand if you have. Whitestone, South Carolina? Really? Oh my goodness. Man, I think nobody heard of that but me. Because there was no red light. Our post office probably was about from that chair to that chair. That was our post office. And I don't know if you guys know anything about it now. I know the older people would, more mature people. I'm not going to say older. Mature people, we remember something called outhouses. So guess what? We had those where I was from. But anyway, at the end of the night, here I am, headed to Belgium, standing on stage with guys from Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Russia, from all over the world. And they raised my hand in victory. I had won the top amateur bodybuilding title in the entire world by winning the Mr. Universe. And after winning the Mr. Universe, that then qualified me for what was the Mr. Olympia. Now, the Mr. Olympia competition is like the Super Bowl. It's like the NBA. Well, you can't say NBA championship because NBA is not the world. You can't say the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is not the world. The Mr. Olympia is the world. 180 countries. So I entered the Mr. Olympia competition my first year, after winning Teenage America the first time around. See, first time around is real special. I didn't have to go back and repeat these shows. Some people have to repeat them 4, 5, 6 times before they win, and then sometimes it never happens. But I won the Teenage America the first time around, the Junior Mr. America the first time around, the Mr. America the first time around, the Mr. Universe the first time around. Here I am in my first Mr. Olympia competition and plays third. Man, I had a problem with third. I like winning. And I heard a coach say one time, anybody who don't mind losing ain't nothing but a loser. I mind losing. I hate losing. And what was so bad, it was a guy named Muhammad McCoway. He was only 5'2". Can you imagine? That really rung my bell. And it really humbled me too. But anyway, after placing third in that show, man, my feelings were hurt. I was just, I wanted to be first. And me and my wife, Shirley, we was having a pity party, back at the gym and everything. And all of a sudden, this guy came over to me. He said, Lee, you have the great physique. He said, what? You must work on your posing presentation better. Once you do that, you will be Mr. Olympia as many times as you want to. That was Arnold Schwarzenegger. So Arnold gave me some advice. And he said, Lee, once you get back to California, I'll introduce you to my coach, my posing coach. I don't want to say ballet coach because that's what she was. She was a ballet coach. So I didn't have to wear the tights though. So anyway, we made it back to California. Arnold had introduced me to his coach, and there it was. He began to work with me. The next thing you know, 1984 Olympia came up. I entered that show, which was in first one, maybe New York. That's my city, New York. I won the Mr. Olympia with a perfect score in 1984. Then again in 1985, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, and 91 to establish a record that is now placed in the Guinness World Book. A little boy from a little town. God had an answer a prayer. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And it's just amazing how that little boy had the audacity to get on his knees one night and say, Lord, if you see fit, make me the best in the sport. And he saw something. And I thank him that I can stand before you today as I stood in more than 20 different countries, being able to tell people about the power of a dream, about the power of prayer, of asking God to bless your life, but doing my part in that blessing also. There's 3 proverbs I always like to leave when I'm sharing, particularly in schools and so forth. And they go like this. One is, you are what you eat and the company you keep. What you put in your mouth, what you put in your eyes, what you put in your spirit will determine what you become. That's very important. So I'm careful what I let myself see, hear, or receive into my spirit. I'm very careful of that because I don't want to have to worry about trying to regurgitate garbage. Garbage for the mind, garbage for the eyes, garbage for the spirit. So some things I don't want to hear. You got to be very careful to protect that part of you. Okay? You are what you eat and the company you keep. Now, the company you keep is who you hang out with. If you're pushing to be the very best that you can be, it's very important to be around positive influences. I never will forget one of my coaches, one of my coaches entirely going up through junior high school and high school. They've always pushed me to be the very best and to do my very best. But I remember one of my college coaches. I never will forget him. He wasn't my coach, but he was a bowling coach. I went to Spartanburg Methodist College. That's why I got my degree in juvenile correction. I like to say youth counseling. I don't like using the term juvenile. So I got my degree there, but I would always see this gentleman named Coach Moore. And every time I would see Coach Moore, he would come up, "Haney, how you doing today?" I said, "I'm doing great, Coach." He said, "Boy, you're going to be somebody. You keep working hard. You keep believing in yourself. You'll do it, boy. You'll do it. Just keep on stepping." I'm looking at Coach Moore like, good gracious, man, he's fired up. What is he on? I mean, he must have been on some double shots of whatever, espresso. But he was always fired up, always saying that, always speaking life into me. To back up what my parents would also say. I recall also that I worked at a grocery store. And this is a very important part. I worked at a grocery store, taking groceries out from time to time. And I remember in 1979 when I was training for the Teenage American. I'm fired up, you know, youngster, getting ready to go to the biggest show, my first national show. And on this one particular day, I'm pushing the grocery cart out, and I'm sharing with one of the customers that, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the Teenage American. And I'm going to win that thing, too. Listen, very close, very close. And he turned and he said to me, he said, well, you know, there's some bigger guys in California. These guys come from big cities. Then you got to think about New York. These are big cities with big guys, and they know a whole lot more than people in this little small town of Whitestone do. So don't get your hopes up too high. You might get your feelings hurt. I don't want that to happen to you. You're talking about a blow to my spirit. When I heard this guy say this, I wanted him to say, yes, you can do it. Believe in yourself. These guys put their pants on one leg at a time just like you do. That's what I wanted him to say. But guess what? He didn't say that. He put out negative things into the atmosphere. But guess what? Because my mother said, son, you put God first. Because my daddy said, son, you work hard and you give your very best, and God will bless you. That's what I chose to believe. That's what I chose to believe. And because of that belief, I went on to become an 8-time world champion. You are what you eat and the company you keep. Don't allow negativity to consume your mind or negative people. Hang out with the right company. Well, you're going to run across the wrong company from time to time. But make a choice. To what you hear, what you see, what you receive, okay? Now, other proverbs is convenience is made through inconvenience. It took some hard work to become an 8-time world champion. It's going to take hard work for you to be successful. I recall training Evander Holyfield, and Evander was sharing me the story of him, you know, sneaking inside of the boys' club, hanging out, going through a back window. And then he would pull a chair up to the boxing bag and hit the bag. They kept putting him out of the club. Next thing you know, the guy said, there's something weird about this kid. We might as well just go ahead and give him a place here in this deal, because he's going to keep coming through the back glass and going to keep on messing with that punching bag. Evander Holyfield, 8-time world champion. Trained Gary Sheffield. A lot of you know Gary Sheffield, one of the best baseball players of all time. His grandpa used to throw spitballs while he used a broomstick to swing at the little spitballs to try to hit them. World champion with dreams, drive, and determination. Convenience is made through inconvenience. Whatever it is you want to achieve, you're going to have to work hard. Inconvenience takes place now. You have to get your homework, You got to be on time. You got to make good grades in order to get that scholarship, in order to go to the next level. You have to work. Success will not fall out of the sky and hit you on top of the head. It will not happen. You have to get out there and make it happen. Third Proverbs, what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. He gave each and every one of you a gift and a talent. I'm glad that when I was 11 years old, I told my parents, hey, Mom, Dad, would you please buy me a set of weights for Christmas? And they heard it. They said, well, why do those things? They listened. They watched. They watched the little things that I did. I was picking up things and always doing weird stuff like that. So when I asked them for a set of weights, they got them for me. And as a result of that, I went on to become an 8-time world champion. They raised me up in the way that I should go. So that gift and that talent was inside of that little boy. But God has already placed that gift there. I guarantee you, whatever it is you love to do the most, whatever it is your passion is, just as Nicole said, that is your way. I've often sometimes heard people say, well, you know, that particular field is saturated already. You need to think about being something else. Then some people listen to that and they go about and say, well, you know, once I retire, then I'll do what I really want to do. How much life have you wasted doing that? I have not hit the clock for anyone since I was 20 years old. Since I stopped bagging groceries, I haven't hit the clock for anyone. Because I believe in God's faith. I'm not saying there's something wrong with working with a team, being in the car. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is where my faith took me. It was my passion. Where am I going to get paid to lift weights? They don't have a degree for that, do they? You know, just like one of my clients, Steve Harvey. Steve said, where in the world am I going to get a degree for telling jokes? Bill Cosby the same way. That gift, God has already placed gifts inside of you. Just be still and say, Lord, guide me and lead me. Show me my gift. Reveal it to me. And once He shows it to you, then do your very best to draw strength from reading, from writing, being around people with similar experiences so you can be strengthened and enlightened. And take yourself to the next level. And then once you get there, that's God's gift to you. What are you going to give back to God? I owe it to my Heavenly Father to be here, to share, to impact the world in a positive way, to lay seeds that's long-lasting. That's what the whole deal is about. I'm 52 now. One day He's going to call me home. I don't know exactly when, but I do know until that time, I'm going to do my very best and live a life to honor Him, to live a life to impact knowledge and wisdom and leave a legacy. That's what I'm doing now. I have what is called Lee Haney's Nutrition Support System, sold at vitamin shops throughout the United States. I've just started what is called the International Association of Fitness Science, the first personal training certification organization to ever be created by African American. Also the first to be recognized by the Georgia State Senate, recognized by 180 countries, recognized by the American Longevity Academy College. So these are just some of the things. Mentoring program. The sky's the limit. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I still ain't figured it out. But guess what? As long as God gives me strength and I take care of my mind and I hang around positive influences, then I will get there. Because I do it not just for me. I do it for the people who will come after me. Somebody laid down their life for Lee Haney. I have to make sure that I continue that process by laying my life down for somebody else. Thank you so much, and God bless you.